It's blue. Who that knocking at it though? Probably a couple juggers.
Fish, small
Who
pie.
that knocking at it
Big
though?
fish, small pie.
Probably a couple
Big
juggers.
fish, small
Who
pie.
that knocking at it
Big
though?
fish, small pie.
Probably a couple
Big
juggers.
fish, small
Who
pie.
that knocking at it
Big fish,
though?
small pie.
Probably a couple
What's your name?
Tight, yeah.
Hi, this is Trent Taylor here with Big Fish Small Pond. To my right, we have
Smooth with it.
I'm Ryan Dake.
Try and date.
Stephen Grimes is missing from the podcast today.
I'm gonna give him a call later, see what happens.
Trip to St. Louis,
We'll
As you
just
said
straight
his name,
plug
a
him in.
tear almost thought about rolling out of my eye, but didn't.
but didn't because I cannot cry.
Well, on today's show, we'll be talking about Impossible Pork, some baseball scandals, and the Toyota's Woven City. Let's get to it.
But first, on Today in History,
history.
Silly
Dave.
Putty.
Silly putty.
Today in history. Silly Putty hit stores in the U.S. 1950, March 6th.
70 years ago.
70 years ago. So it's 70th anniversary in Haven, Connecticut. It was an attempt to create a synthetic rubber that mixed with boric acid and silicone oil, making the first Silly Putty, which was originally named Nutty Putty.
Well, as we're speaking of doing, testing and evaluating and things like that, also today in history, March 6th, 1899, Bayer patents aspirin.
that's wild.
That is
World changing at that
Yeah,
point.
it's a lot bigger than Silly Putty.
I mean, how many problems has it solved to date? How many
Really?
lives has it affected?
I mean-
they give babies aspirin.
It's just crazy
I
to
mean,
think
we should
about.
just have it on intake at all times.
With how far we are with technology, last episode we were talking about like AI and stuff like that. It doesn't you don't even think about something like aspirin being patented. To me,
Right.
it just was like that's so long ago. You know
How
what
do
I
you
mean?
design shit like that? Like, how do you know,
1899.
I mean, I am not
That's
the
medicine.
smartest
That's
man
like-
Yeah.
of anyone, so
shit.
everything's like fucking fascinating.
But-
Maybe the first test went horribly bad. It's probably like Heinz 57. This is aspirin 49.
What is this Woven City? I'm not.
So
This is news to me.
Toyota will transform a 175-acre site in Japan into a prototype city of the future. It's being designed by the famed Danish architect Bjarke Ingels, and it will house up to 2,000 people, including Toyota employees and their families, and it will be powered by the company's hydrogen fuel cell technology. And the Japanese auto giant said their prototype city of the future will test autonomous vehicles, innovative street designs, smart home technology, robotics, and new mobility products on a population of real people who would live there full time.
I did not know. This is a true story. I don't know where you were. You were out the room, and we were talking about this topic. And I said, no shit, I didn't know people were going to be living there, because when I first read the article, which was very quick, and when I say reading article, I just mean reading the headline. And I like the internet pulls up like the one or two sentences, and then there's like the periods as
Ryan
it fades
Dake,
out.
ladies and gentlemen.
That's how much my brain makes it to the 3 periods, and it just automatically tunes me out. But anyway, I thought it was like some creepy robot world where we were just gonna like take all the AI and shit and like give them a city and jobs and relationships and just see how they just bang it out and then like control them in some biodome or something. I don't know.
They got people. They got
Okay,
people.
I feel better now.
Toyota is calling the site Woven City, a reference to weaving together 3 different types of streets or pathways, each for a specific type of user. One street would be for faster vehicles only. The second would be a mix of lower speed personal mobility vehicles like bikes and scooters, as well as pedestrians. And the third would be a park-like promenade for pedestrians only. The 3 street types weave together to form an organic grid pattern to help accelerate the testing of autonomy, the company says.
So they're making so basically it's like a Jetson, like.
And this is what it's looking like. They're only taking 2,000 people, and the pictures of it have Mount Fuji in the background, and everything's so clean and pristine, and
How many
very
people?
geometric.
How many people?
2,000.
Only 2,000 people.
But it's 175 acres, so
I
I
wonder
mean,
what the qualifications are for that. You think you just have to be
175
small so that you don't
175.
take up a lot
it
of
said
space?
it
within
said
a robot
Toyota
city?
families and employees.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'm sure there's going to be robots. They're testing all kinds of new
Yeah.
technology that's going to be going into the future.
Robot children, as they're growing, they'll have friends to play with. I think that's great. All right, this was pretty interesting. Stumbled upon this yesterday. Turns out, a lot of innovations for laptops this year for 2020. They were really excited about it, but they did say that the upgrades were incremental at best. And the most interesting changes were new processors and faster modems and stuff like that. However, what caught my attention is they are now making or will be making for sale foldable laptops.
Foldable.
So
Don't
foldable
all-
screen laptops. It's a full screen.
I think
It's
we
kind of
need
like
to
those
clarify
phone.
here real quick because all laptops fold.
Do all laptops fold?
What's the
So
difference
let's-
with? I mean, that's the thing about
You
a
take an
laptop.
It's a
iPad
giant
and you're able to
tablet.
fold it like a piece of paper.
All right, so a foldable tablet that basically
Darn near, but they're calling it a laptop
Yeah.
because it can
Because
fold
of
into
the
that kind
size.
of
So a
position.
laptop.
Well, and like the
Dang, now
size of
that-
everything.
That is cool. That is
Yeah, there's a
pretty
couple
cool.
companies really on the forefront of that. It doesn't look like someone specifically stands out, but a lot of promising things. I think that would be great. I mean, think about
The screen bends.
the keyboard's going.
Can't
The
get over that.
keyboard
That's cool.
will eventually be no more.
I find something very satisfying about the keyboard. It'll be like a typewriter. People will look to it like that old piece of technology that you like to
I
use
think the
because
physical
it's sentimental.
typewriter.
See,
The
you see what I'm
physical
saying?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's that feel. It's that
Exactly. And there is a certain feel to a keyboard, you know? Different keyboards. I used to really like those desktop ones with the very high buttons that had those super loud clicks every time you
Yeah.
pressed them. You'd always feel like you were typing 70,000
Yeah.
words a minute.
Bro, remember back in school, man? You used to pop off the tops of those.
That sounds like a you thing.
with the letters. There were you could rearrange the letters on the
Right,
keyboard.
absolutely.
Just fuck somebody the hell up, man.
I thought we were supposed to have QWERTY keyboards.
What?
This is Jamaran.
Man, I never learned those. There are different keyboards though. You know about those? Like have you ever heard of the Dvorak keyboard?
I have not.
The Dvorak is Dvorak. A good friend of mine always types with the Dvorak keyboard, and his keys on his actual physical keyboard are the QWERTY, the QWERTY. But the Dvorak is supposedly there's no limit to how many words per minute you can eventually type. You can just continue to get better and better and better, or rather that the limit is higher. But at a particular point, the QWERTY keyboard, the standard keyboard layout, has a maximum words per minute that you can type. There is a limit
Due to human
capability and how fast you can do it. So the Dvorak is supposed to be laid out in a way that you can
Get quicker.
get quicker.
Right.
I mean, Trent brings up a good point. I mean, the keyboard, there's something about our connection with the keyboard. Maybe it's because of our history, and that's, the evolution of that. But also debuted at CES 2020 was Impossible Pork.
Yeah,
Well,
like the Impossible Burger.
Pork.
Same company, apparently, of the Impossible Burger 2.0, created
Fake
Impossible Pork.
Yeah.
Fake pork.
Apparently, it tastes exactly like a fattier cut of pork based on their tests in Vegas. And they make it out of...
Plant-based materials.
So the main protein in Impossible Pork is soy, with sunflower and coconut oil serving as fat sources. The other ingredients contain binders and flavorings, including heme, which according to Impossible Food is the molecule that gives beef that familiar meaty taste and smell when cooked.
I like
Heme.
that.
H-E-M-E.
Trent, I know you eat a lot of weird.
Got him.
I know you eat a lot of weird shit.
Don't
would you
eat
try
weird
it?
shit. I eat good food.
Okay, that's
That
not
is
true.
that is
Is
weird.
That,
I'm
is that
telling
true?
you.
I mean,
Soy and pork
Does
are
it-
not the same.
Okay.
That's weird.
What-
It might be good, but
I wonder the taste.
that's,
Like
that's,
I can't.
That's being prepared right
I
there.
can't say that I have ever tasted or would, and I'm the last person to do that. But the Impossible Burger, have either of you tried
I
the
haven't
Impossible
done the burger.
Burger?
I don't-
Well,
Have you tried the Impossible Burger?
I've tried Impossible Meat, but not in burger form.
What does that mean? Like what?
I had
what are the
I had
Impossible-
Impossible tacos.
Okay, that sounds impossible.
I would be into something like that. That would be a way that I would try
Right.
the impossible.
Because it's
meat.
already ground up and it's really
And
hard
I
to
can
tell.
totally just push the shit off the side if I don't like it. Like, nope, don't like that. I'm just having veggie tacos now.
Anytime we're able to trick people into eating
Plants?
something,
Trick.
Yeah.
No trick about it. I don't want to be hey, surprise, got
It's
you an
so
impossible pork
surprise.
chop.
It's
No, because
so
that's not what I would order. I would not order the impossible pork. Me personally,
I
I'm
think
not
with
there
how
yet.
addicted people are to eating meat and how habitual it is, I think being able to trick your mind into thinking you're eating meat is a very valuable.
If I had a
It's a valuable
house
source
plant
of
and
it's a
someone
true way to
ate,
show.
if someone ate my house plant, I'd be just as shitty because I'm connected to that.
That was
Oh,
my
the
ficus.
plant's not.
You
the
came
plant's
in
not
here,
mine.
Eric, and you ate
Yeah,
my
you know,
ficus.
you gotta watch these
That's my
vegetarians. They
fucking
watch it,
house
and they walk
plant.
in and see your plants in your house. They start getting hungry, you know.
Does McDonald's not offer any Impossible products?
I believe Burger King does.
Maybe
Burger King has an
Burger King
Impossible
has an
Burger.
Yeah,
Impossible
Burger King was
Whopper.
the first one.
Yeah.
Did they seal up the market? Are you able
What,
to
did
like
they-
lock that in where you're like, yo, we're the only ones?
I
Like
bet-
it's
I bet
the
there's a way
blackest
that-
black.
I bet there's a way that they could do that, you know. Try
Well,
to make because Burger King also is the Freestyle machine, the Coke machine. That's only at Burger King.
that is not. No, that's not true.
It's at Five Guys.
No,
Well,
it's
I'm-
at
I mean,
McDonald's.
versus,
it's everywhere.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
versus McDonald's or
doesn't
Burger
get
King
it. Right.
as the comparison. Like it's the McDonald's doesn't have the Freestyle.
Yes,
Coke
they do.
machine.
But yeah,
McDonald's has the
that's.
Freestyle.
I just told you a story about Dean Cain who came in to work on the.
But they don't have.
Oh no,
like-
that was
like-
for Coca-Cola. You're right.
Yeah, it's for Coca-Cola. So
Isn't
Burger
that-
King.
Yeah, I don't think McDonald's
the
does
Freestyle
have the
machine?
Freestyle machines.
the
Coca-Cola Freestyle.
It's not at McDonald's.
I don't think it's at McDonald's.
Yes, it is.
Some
Na-
McDonald's probably have one.
Name one McDonald's in
but
your mind.
every Burger King
McDonald's
has one.
number 4.
Yes.
Every Burger King has them. That's what I'm saying. Every single one. All Five Guys have them. You know, places that have the freestyle machine have the freestyle machine. Coke or McDonald's doesn't have that. But
McDonald's up to some shit lately.
McDonald's has been up to some shit. Actually, I just heard about the McMillions scandal. You guys
McMillions?
heard about
I
this?
have not.
All right, so in 2001, more than 50 people were convicted of mail fraud and conspiracy in connection with a scheme to defraud McDonald's out of more than $24 million through its monopoly promotion.
Whoa.
So you know how on like you used to get the large fry and the
Yeah, you pull the sticker
soda,
off.
and then you get the sticker, and then you build a board. So in between '89 and 2001, it was rigged.
I used to love that
Dang.
game so much. I thought I was gonna win. I always think I'm gonna win at everything. Actually, and I hate to get off subject, but it's kind of connected for a
Are
second.
you gonna win?
I won once.
Once.
I won once.
What did you win? A free fry?
No, not at McDonald's. This
Oh.
was at Taco Bell. I was probably 17 years old.
Was it the machine on the counter where you do it for the free taco?
No, this was
I
the
got
one
10 bucks
time.
out of one of
I
those
can't
or
say it's
something like
the.
that.
I can't say it's the one time, but they had. It was Nintendo 60. God damn, that makes me sound old.
I had one.
Nintendo 64.
We all had Nintendo 64s.
Yeah.
I
You're
actually
not
have
they
it
were-
in the trunk of my
No,
car
I'm
right
saying that was at 17. That was the prize they were giving. Like that was the prize at Taco Bell. It was a Nintendo 64. You could win like drinks and shit and stuff like that. Or the main one of the big prizes was the Nintendo 64 kit, brand new.
now. Boom.
So
How many
it
tacos
was
did you have
it
to
was
eat?
one of those like it was on. They'd put on the lid. It was like a little token underneath this like peel sticker. Right, blocking the the straw
Right.
hole and the token. No shit, fucking won Nintendo 64 setup
That's
from
pretty cool.
Taco Bell.
Shout out Taco Bell.
Shout
Yeah.
out Taco
Steak's
Bell.
favorite place.
I lost at everything else.
I try not to eat there, but steak, you go
still
right on
play
ahead.
Nintendo.
I have lost at every single game since then. Taco Bell, you're my shit. But that
That's the
McDonald's
curse.
game,
That's the Taco Bell
bro,
curse right there.
you used to get the same fucking tags on that McDonald's board every time. I had so many.
Boardwalk.
Everybody got to the 3 railroad.
You
would never get that
Boardwalk,
fourth.
but you'd never get Park Place or
And I
something
didn't
like
know why until now. So what'd this guy do? So he worked with.
Yeah, so this guy named Jerry Jacobson, a former police officer, set up a scheme to provide winning McDonald's Monopoly pieces in exchange for a cut of the money. Launched in 1987, McDonald's Monopoly game is one of the fast food chain's longest-running marketing promotions. In the 80s, Jacobson took a job at a specialty printing company where he worked with one of its clients, Simon Marketing, on its $500 million McDonald's account. He went on to be hired by Simon Marketing and was responsible for overseeing the printing of McDonald's game pieces and transporting them from production presses to the packaging factories. Okay. So he was in charge of like the idea, how it was being made.
He was the only one that could do it.
Shipping. And this guy, he would inspect workers' shoes to check they weren't stealing McDonald's game pieces. He was like very into the protection of this game.
Because that keeps the eye off him.
Right,
bro.
right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But also in 1989, Jacobson made his first slip giving his stepbrother a game piece worth $25,000 just to see if he could.
You fucking.
That's what he said. He said, just to see if I could make it happen. And then 6 years later, in the 95 prize drawing, when the computer randomly selected a factory in Canada to receive the game pieces, executives at Simon Marketing reran in the program until it chose the area in the United States.
What?
Wait, what do you mean? They did a drawing to find out where the winning game pieces for the big prize would go. It went to Canada, and the company was like, no, we're not giving McDonald's money to Canada. We're keeping that shit in the United States.
Weird.
Simon Marketing did that.
Why?
So this is when Jacobson reportedly decided it was time to cash in. Considering the game already appeared to be rigged, this sparked nearly a decade's worth of fraud. Jacobson handed out winning pieces to family members and a web of mobsters, psychics, strip club owners, convicts, drug traffickers, and even a family of Mormons. His network won almost every prize for 12 years, the report said.
Dang.
So
at what point in 12 years do you not think like, yo, that dude won everything last year? You said,
I mean, it's a very wide array
that's true,
of.
That's true.
I mean, he picked up family of Mormons.
That's right. That's bizarre.
Strip club owners, drug traffickers, psychics.
This really does seem like it would be a almost catch me if you can kind of thing. Like
right. Some Carl Hanratty and
kind of thing.
What's Leonardo DiCaprio's character?
Shoot.
Frank Abagnale.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Frank
yeah.
Frank Abagnale.
Dang, good
Actually,
memory,
funny story about Frank Abagnale. It's so my mom, she lives in South Carolina, and when she worked on Daniel Island at a breakfast joint, one of her regular customers was Frank Abagnale. The Frank Abagnale.
Well, we might have to cut that out.
That shit's confidential.
No, she already
At this point on the record right now, Trent's mom hates Peyton Manning and served Frank Abagnale.
So I wonder how much. So they didn't know. I mean, if he was picking random people and stuff like that, they didn't know that he was winning all the time. You know,
it wasn't random. It was well spread. So it was so spread out that it couldn't be traced directly back to him.
Well, yeah, but he had to trust the people enough to know that they were going to give him half cut.
So in 2000, the scheme began to unravel after the FBI received an anonymous tip that the most recent $1 million winner was a fraud. The agency launched an investigation called Final Answer, tracking 20,000 phone calls and installing a wiretap on Jacobson's phone, the report says. In 2001, more than 50 people were convicted of mail fraud and conspiracy in connection with the Monopoly scheme. Jacobson was arrested, sentenced to 3 years in prison, and forced to pay back $12.5 million in restitution.
Okay.
Wow.
Now that's eating big.
That's Ray Kroc.
But the trial started the day before the 9/11 terrorist attacks in the United States, which is why Maish wrote it was quickly forgotten by the media.
Interesting.
That's why we haven't heard about this. It's because it was the trial started the day before 9/11.
Are they still running that game?
Oh,
They're
absolutely,
still running that
absolutely.
game.
Yeah,
But I bet you now the security,
at a particular
the
point,
security.
it's April or something, isn't it? Monopoly is coming up.
It's coming back. Hey,
I'm gonna run up in McDonald's and be like, I ain't trying to get McMillion out here. I want my game piece.
all right. So who's ever listening to this, send us your game pieces. If we win, we'll send you a 50% cut. Okay.
50.
So, Pleasure P probably would have rather have been at McDonald's than the Miami Gardens Checkers. He was arrested at a Checkers drive-thru for yelling through the intercom at an employee for several minutes. Several minutes. He
That's a
then
long
drove up
time
to the
in a
window,
drive-thru,
got out
I'll
of his
tell you.
car, and pushed her intentionally, she said, with the $60 worth of food he had just paid for. At least he paid for it.
And he got the food.
Racked up $60 check at Checkers. How?
And then hit the
Smells
bitch with the
good.
bag.
Ooh, hit him with it.
So they took him to jail.
We have just about
Which is-
plugged every single fast food restaurant on this side of the Mississippi, bro.
Literally, and literally.
Now in jail is probably the most action pleasure P has got since Pretty Ricky.
No, he didn't.
Shout out to Pleasure
Oh,
P.
snap.
Pretty Ricky was my group, though.
All right, let's go.
Hit him on the hotline.
Checkers. Shout
Hit him
out
on the
Checkers.
hotline. Spitball!
Spitball. All right, it is time for our classic segment of Spitball. Here we have me
Eating
the
paper.
paper.
So here the theory was we would all shoot spitballs at the spitball board, but none of us can do it but Trent. So what do we get?
You did say you were going to do it.
Freestyle.
I told you I was gonna aim for it, and I hit it.
Dang.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hit freestyle.
What is freestyle?
Stephen Grimes, you lucked out. All right.
Stephen Grimes.
We're
We're going to
gonna
make
throw
him
a-
call in and
Yeah,
write
so-
freestyle. we got to.
So are we throwing on a beat or something?
Yeah,
or-
we
I don't
have
know. We
to.
could do it a cappella.
I'm
but
not going to do it a cappella because I am not that good in the first place.
Nah,
I'll
acapella.
participate, but hit me with
None
a
of us are
smooth-
rappers. Like
Hey.
we,
Shout out
Alright.
Smooth with it. Hit me with a
Alright.
smooth with it beat.
we are musicians who are rapping. Well, Smooth's a rapper. I am Sachi.
Dake's album name, first debut album, I think, would be Raised by Rappers.
Raised by rappers.
Teddy Fresh AF.
Low key, really cool
Raised
because
by
we would know the esoteric value of that.
Yeah, so Raised by Rappers, it's two roommates that I had, one being Trent Taylor and another being...
I'm actually getting a call from Steve Grimes right now.
Oh, that is
That
so perfect.
timing on
we
that
could
is
not plan that. I'm
amazing.
glad it's
Steve
here.
Grimes, can you hear me?
I sure can. How's it going?
Oh, things are going pretty well.
Oh.
We
Okay.
just shot a spitball at the spitball board.
You,
Nice.
Can he hear me?
Do you have any
Put him on
guesses?
speakerphone.
Do you have any guesses what we got?
Don't say it's childhood again.
No, we got freestyle. So you
Thank
called.
God.
No,
Oh,
but you
no, my
just called
partner.
in.
Oh,
so
we hit
guess who gets the
freestyle.
freestyle first?
I'm not feeling it right now.
It doesn't matter. It is the spitball board. You
Steven,
cannot argue with the
Steven,
spitball board.
Put it aside, man. Let it loose. You gotta let
Don't
us have
do this
it,
to
man.
the fans, man. Don't
The
do this to the
want it.
fans, man.
The fans need it. The people out there are
All right, so
listening.
here's the deal. Here's the deal, okay?
What's the deal?
He's gonna look
All
up
right,
a
here's
verse
the
on his
sitch.
phone.
Here's the sitch. Ryan Dake's a bitch.
Oh,
I got an 88 on my finite exam.
Hey, that's good. That's good.
Keep going, keep going.
Now holler at me, Sam.
Hey.
I don't know.
Ooh,
Yeah.
hey, oh, I like that. All right, now
Yeah.
spit it all back.
We're
Spit it
getting
all
there.
back.
So Ryan Dake is a bitch. I got an 88 on my finite exam. Holla at me, Sam. You got
No.
something?
You gotta start with here's the sitch.
Oh yeah.
Ryan Dake is a bitch. Yeah, because those are
What did he
bars.
say?
He
Here's
said,
the-
"All right, here's the sitch.
Here's
Ryan
the
Dake is a
sitch."
bitch. I got an 88 on my finite exam. Hey, holla at me, Sam."
Okay.
That's because last time he took some kind of exam, he aced it, and I bought everybody around. Not this time, not for the 88. I gotta do that on the 100.
All right, but we gotta hit him with the beat. All right, that's not bad. Is that second one?
This is that second one.
Yeah, where he
Might
started
be.
to snap to.
It might be kind of poop quality though, you know.
What do you mean, though?
It's like compressed in a big project.
singer, but
you wasn't
either. Living in the Dara Heights.
That's not a freestyle.
I know. It's Frankie O, bro.
Franco. Shout out Tyler the Creator. It's your birthday today.
Happy birthday!
Tyler the Creator.
We're gonna shout out Shaq.
Big fish,
it's
small
your birthday.
Ooh, Shaq
Hey,
birthday?
Go Shaq. It's your birthday. Go Tyler. It's your birthday.
And okay. I'm coming on the mic, they call me Dake. Maybe AF, okay. Possibly Teddy Fresh, and what that is a reference that you don't know yet. I'm with a big fish, small pond. I'm a big shark, you a little cod. You best get out the water, I'm about to come with the big wave.
Big wave, I'ma take you out. Big wave, I'ma take you out. Big wave, yes, Dake, you know. Big wave, yes, Dake, you know. Big fish, small pond, we ain't in a pond. Yeah, we know be swimming, I ain't really going out. I don't give a shit, man, my mic is real dumb.
I'm Ryan Dake, I need a new career. I'm Ryan Dake, my new career is here. I'm speaking on a podcast, big fish, small pie. Got a nice bud and a big hand, slap ass. All this, all hallway in the Hallville. Gone off the new James and the new wheel.
Ooh, it's back to you.
Back to me, round 2. I don't know what I'm about to talk about next, but I will hit you with the time check, the set list, maybe my objectives. I ate so many letters the other day, I had a vowel movement.
Whoa.
I'm Stretch King. Stretch King. Back to
I
you.
ate too many letters, yep, the other day. Had a vowel movement, not a vowel, hey. That be kinda shitty, what I'm real talking about. We be up and in the city and we real fucking loud. They be trying to kick us out, no rhymes, don't know. We ain't told him yet, oh no. You gon' get shitty when they hear about the city way. Calling us out to say, hey, get the fitty way.
Everybody wants some money now, and it's fucked up on how they wanna charge us $150 for 3 hours. Oh no, not how we do things around here. This is Naptown. We got the Indianapolis sound. We got that right 317 on riding bikes like I'm high as heaven.
Ooh, Pleasure P in jail. He about to get his P pleasured. Ooh. That's a reference to the jail system.
Don't drop
it's
the
kinda
hoe.
fucked up, it's kinda dirty, but you don't know where we come. I may be well past 30, but I have more swag than your girly.
You girly, like Todd, LA, girly. I don't give a shit, it's Todd, girly. I don't give a shit about your girly. I don't give a shit, yep, I be whirly. We be talking about shit that be early. I don't know what shit, man.
Hey, some dude just walked past the podcast.
Random guy walking on the rooftop. I don't fuck with you, no, not you, not. I don't wanna see you come round here. I'ma send your ass back to Camelot, stab your ass back in the rear, like I'm pulling swords out the rock. Gotta cut a Plymouth, about to stop in Columbus to hit Columbo up. Not, I'm about to hit him with that double O out my poop hole. That might be
yeah.
cuttable. That might be cuttable.
All right, so Steve Grimes is on the road. I think he's got his phone. I think he's probably got a minute to talk to us. You guys think?
Yeah, let's give him a
Steve
call
knows.
for a good old Dake joke.
Yeah, let's call Steve Grimes.
Oh, okay.
It's Dake joke time.
We're gonna bestow my dick joke upon him.
He's out here.
Is this fucker not gonna answer?
Hello.
Ah, we got him. Got him.
All right, Steven, we're calling you in right now for a good old Dake joke.
Yeah,
you got time?
What's up?
How you
All
doing
right, let's
today?
do it.
Why does it sound like your scarf is too tight?
My scarf is too tight. I'm currently on ice.
And that was the Dake joke. I'm just kidding.
Oh, no, that was bad.
All right,
Dake, you're going against your current record of 15.6.
Dake
Out of 30.
Dake joke.
Dake joke.
Dake joke.
Come and me one go home. Okay, the Supreme Court is just a regular court with guac and bacon. Smooth is gonna be my guy every time.
He really
to laugh.
is. He really is.
He's still laughing.
Steven's still silent.
That was so dumb. Oh, shit.
So from what I'm gathering, Smooth is your biggest fan.
He's like a windmill.
Out of 10, 10 being the funniest thing you ever heard, 0 being don't ever say that again in my presence. Steven Grimes, what are you coming in with?
Trent, I'm gonna have to go closer to a 1.8.
1.8.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just I wasn't really
The
feeling
intro.
that one.
You said 1.8.
You like the intro?
Yeah, that was very forced, Jake. I've heard a lot better.
Yeah. I'm
Okay,
gonna
I'm
give
sticking
you
by
a
it.
2.9.
It's a dake joke. It's a dake joke scale. This week wasn't quite as witty. I'm gonna have to go towards a 5.8. It's still high.
It's still high. Still my guy.
You boys are very generous. You know
A
that?
2.9. You got
Carry the 7.
10.5. Got beat by last week.
Well, last week beat me by how much?
5 points.
By 5.1.
All right. Well,
Wow.
they're not all gonna be great.
All right.
All
right.
right. Well, let's move past the dake joke. What do you think?
So-
What do you think? Moving on to.
The LA Angels.
Are we talking about Angels?
Talking about some Angels, cause my joke was angelic.
The La Angels.
All right.
Can somebody reach over there and cut Dake's mic off for a little while?
Anaheim Angels. When was that?
After Angels in the outfield.
After they got a cooler team called the Mighty Ducks.
Oh my God.
That is a good question. I'm not
So the Los Angeles Angels visiting clubhouse manager.
scandalous.
His name was Brian Bubba Harkins. Sounds like a rap, probably because of Bubba. I don't know.
Bubba Harkins.
He was arrested for allegedly aiding opposing pitchers and obtaining illegal substances on the baseballs. I think what did you say is like a
I called it pine tar, but you said it was some kind of sunscreen and resin
yeah.
combination.
They said the most popular is sunscreen and resin. I'm sure there's multiple brands.
Brains.
Different packaging and logos and stuff like that.
This is
So
probably a basement concoction you come up with while you're plotting on the other team. This guy's been working for the opposition for decades.
yeah, he actually started with the Angels over 4 decades ago, and then became a clubhouse attendant in the 80s, and then his current job as the visitor. He's a visitors clubhouse manager. What is that? You take care of the clubhouse and you give them baseballs?
Well, somebody's got to take care of the team coming in, yeah.
That's just a dope title for like what is that role, Grimy? Do you know enough about baseball?
Okay, shut up, nerd. I don't know how he would be able to get into the opposite team's clubhouse as an employee of the Angels. I don't know how that works.
That's his job.
Yeah,
he's the
there
opposing
for
team.
the visiting team.
That's his job.
Always. So he stays in Anaheim and only aids when the visiting team comes.
He is their visiting clubhouse manager.
My theory is that along the way, at some point, they're going to bust him for sports gambling also on the opposition.
Why else would you
Like
do it? Out of spite for the Angels? I mean, he's been with it.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't
That
say it
is a
has to be
good
something
call.
like
This
that.
guy's been
That's a
been
big
making
risk.
money for a while. I guarantee you on the opposing team.
You think that the recent, big blow up with sports betting and stuff like that, which we talk about a lot, is really starting to give all these organizations just more fuel to start looking.
I mean,
always
no.
has.
Sports betting has always been around.
Yeah,
Like,
and
I
people
mean,
have always
years
been
and
trying to
years.
fix it.
I mean,
Like, since
yeah.
betting began, people have been trying to fix the bets.
I mean, this seems
Horse racing, basketball. People have, talked about entire leagues being compromised because of collusion.
Yeah.
yeah. So he's gone.
Pete Rose.
He
Pete
is gone.
Rose. We're back to talking about Pete Rose again.
Pete
but
Rose.
Pete Rose is a big deal. He was a big time pitcher, and he was.
Pete Rose is an innocent man.
He's a model American.
See, I'm a Reds fan though, so I have to say that. I
Okay.
think.
Moral of the
Yeah.
story: don't bet on the
Better
Angels.
safe than sorry on that one.
Don't bet on the Angels.
Yeah. Charlie Hustle is Pete Rose's nickname. Charlie Hustle. I've heard that term a lot. I didn't know it was directly related to Pete Rose.
Man.
Sure is, Trent.
If they were just really, really good at what they do instead, was that hockey player last night, man, that scored
Ooh.
5 goals?
Zibanejad.
Mika Zibanejad
Boom. With
of
the
the
game
Rangers.
winner?
Not only did he get 5 goals in a game, which is unheard of in hockey, he got the game winner in OT, which was his 5th goal, which means
Boom.
only one other goal from everyone else. He is the second player in NHL history to achieve their 5th goal in overtime. and the only other player was Sergei Fedorov of the Detroit Red Wings back in '96, which was one of the best players, at that time.
Man, I'm not even a hockey fanatic, and I know that name.
Everybody knows Sergei Fedorov. I mean, he was just. That was the duo back then. So a very impressive game, and it was actually an amazing game to watch. And Ovechkin really gave him a run for his money.
One more time with that name you just said.
Yeah, then I struggle with that. Why
James
are you doing
Harden.
that to me?
Ovechkin.
Ovechkin. There it was.
You said wait. One more time.
No, don't worry about
I
that.
think he said
Ovechkin.
Ovechkin.
I think he said Ovechkin.
Ovechkin.
No, I was talking about someone else.
I was like,
Folks, we've
weird.
got Hayden
said-
Manning back on the line.
Dick said, "Oh, chicken sounds good."
No, I was talking about someone else. What did you say? How do you pronounce it?
Ovechkin.
Ovechkin. Fuck off.
Hayden.
What's his first
Ovechkin.
name? Alexander Ovechkin.
Alexander, I think. Alex, like just
Alexa.
Ovechkin.
Alexa
I think it's
Ovechkin.
Alex Ovechkin. That's his little sister.
Oh, okay. My bad on the name.
But yeah, shout out. 5 goals in the game. That's pretty incredible. Also incredible. Steph Curry's back.
Steph Curry.
Hey,
Incredible basketball
welcome
player.
back.
Curry with the shot.
Steph Curry. I was watching the game last night. I just got NBA League Pass. Shout out. It's pretty cool. But for some reason I was only able to watch this game last night from like one particular camera angle, and that camera angle was following Steph Curry around the court, and only Steph Curry.
Oh wow.
That sounds terrible.
I mean,
And you're
even
paying
like
for this camera?
He's got a flying drone around his head.
That's actually pretty cool. I didn't know they did things.
it was
like that.
kind of cool. It eventually worked so that I wasn't mad anymore. But even if he passed the ball, it didn't show who he passed the ball to. But either way, I ended up getting a really good look into, what he looked like running around the courts. Things that you don't always see on the other camera. And there was a lot of facilitating going on, defensive pointers, things that the Warriors have definitely been missing.
Wouldn't it be funny if he was like wearing like one of those setups in like the scary movies where it's like that giant frontal backpack with that camera right in front of your face and he's trying to shoot shots with that
He
thing.
could probably still do it. That dude is
Probably still
incredible.
do it.
But yeah,
So wait. Let me get this straight. This was a camera that was only following around Steph Curry, even when he wasn't doing anything at all.
yes.
So wait, when he was sitting on the bench, was it just
Oh, I
Just
didn't. I fixed it.
concentrated on him sitting on the bench?
I mean, there's a lot of things going on the bench, Grimes.
Yeah, but you're paying extra for this camera to follow Steph Curry around and do nothing.
It's
right?
called.
Yes, you are paying for his candid reactions.
I'm looking.
Oh, yeah.
I got Steph Curry League Pass.
Steph Curry.
I'm gonna look and see.
I wait for the day they start monetizing
Dude.
players like solo cameras.
I bet they will. I mean,
Right? Absolutely. Do you want to watch only LeBron?
Do you want to be LeBron?
Pick your favorite players.
They're gonna start making virtual reality with like LeBron's gonna have to wear like a GoPro on his forehead.
So you can get on-court camera.
Do you want to
First
look down
person- first
and
person
feel
view.
like you're standing on top of somebody?
Here's LeBron James' view.
You want to see how far the pancake griddle is from your eyeballs as LeBron James? Okay.
I mean,
sorry.
LeBron James.
All right, Nick.
He's like one of the most popular athletes of all time. He's somebody that would do that. He's 35 years old and he's still in the NBA MVP conversation. That is incredible.
Who's your picks for MVP this season?
Oh man, it's tough. I hate to say it, but just kind of sheerly based on team record and statistics, I think I'd have to lean towards Giannis Antetokounmpo, as much as I don't want to. But I think with the Bucks having the best record in the NBA, and Antetokounmpo's in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation as well. To be clear, I think it's more impressive what LeBron James is doing. Giannis Antetokounmpo is just like he's properly nicknamed the Greek Freak. That dude is absolutely insane. He's bigger than LeBron. He'd be good at anything, man. He could be a pro anything. Any sport you can think of, he'd be one of the best players at it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I mean, I think I'd be pretty good at basketball too if I was like 7 foot tall and didn't really have to.
Yeah,
Exactly his
Dumb.
point.
He doesn't have to shoot the ball. He doesn't have to dribble the ball very well. That dude just runs down the floor and just bangs on whoever because he can reach. He's just big. He's big as shit, and he's fast, and he's strong. And what do? You just get out of the way.
Yeah.
So it's like there's no wonder
Just let
dude
him
can
go.
go for
Just
like
let him go.
true talent in the NBA to me is somebody like James Harden, Luka Doncic, or LeBron. You know, somebody that's able to really, really move around both ends of the floor. It's tough to say Harden's a two-way player.
I
He's
gotta
really
go.
not.
I gotta go LeBron on this one, man.
LeBron.
I mean, LeBron, for being his size, can just body just about anybody in the NBA,
including,
back anybody down, shoot the three, play defense. It's amazing to see. And plus, he's not a 7 foot guy
Yeah.
running down the court like Giannis is. I think LeBron has to get the MVP this year.
Is Giannis how early in
Giannis,
his career
I think, is 24, 25.
Yeah, he's gonna have.
And for
a very
LeBron to
long
be in
tear.
what, like he's an old man now.
LeBron
in the
is,
NBA.
is
Yeah, but
30
also-
And he's still
Was
performing.
Was
at his
LeBron the
peak
last class of people to go directly from high school to NBA?
No. He was.
No, absolutely not.
It was a couple years after him. I think maybe 2007, 2006.
They stopped doing that.
But the last player to be drafted, the last most young, like the last year that they did it was Andrew Bynum. I think Andrew Bynum is right now the youngest player ever drafted in NBA history. And before that, it was, shout out to the Pacers, Jermaine O'Neal.
Oh, really?
Jermaine O'Neal at 18 years old, some odd number of days, but he was drafted by the Blazers.
Shout out to Jermaine.
Jermaine. Nice.
Hit Grimes with the beat.
Wow. Okay. So are we done with the MVP talks then? Or?
Let's. Yeah, I can't weigh much on that.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
putting the thought in people's head.
Well, hey, I mean, today we've talked a lot about scandals in general. We've talked a lot about we just talked a lot in general. We started with silly putty in the very beginning. We kept going through
Bayer Aspirin.
Love Silly Putty.
We wish Tyler the Creator and Shaq a happy birthday.
we did the freestyle off the spitball board.
We were freestyling.
We got a surprise call from Grimes and called him back, roped him right back in.
We talked about Impossible Pork, folding laptops, Toyota's Woven City. It is National Unplugging Day, also known as Drop Your Dealer Day.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, wait, no. Wait.
That's the wrong kind of plug to unplug. Don't
shit.
do that. We
No, no,
just
no.
Say
have
drop
plug.
your dealer?
Keep
Drop
the
Your
plug.
Dealer Day, unplug. Okay, maybe I
Unplug.
misread that. Well, we stayed plugged in today.
We stayed plugged in all day. We're bringing to you the Big Fish Small Pie.
It's hilarious that we're on National Unplugged Day. We just
and we
plugged
just
that in.
plugged a bunch of shit in.
Put that in there. We just.
All right, this has been Big Fish Small Pod. Catch us next time, next week.
Gone
Stephen
fishing.
Grimes a bitch. And that's the sitch.
Blue, yellow, pink, whatever, man. Just keep